Okay, and we are live. Hey, folks, welcome to the 3:30 hour. And I guess what I'll do here, since we only have a half hour, I'll ask first if there are any symbols that you want me to go over. Just drop them in the box, and that way I can time what I'm talking about to ensure that I get to everybody's symbols before the closing bell. Um, so the one chart I wanted to go over was both the daily chart and the intraday chart of Veritone Inc. It's an AI company. It just went positive again. Sure, you got it, TA. Oh, I'm just reading your note. Hello, Mr. Bob. First in, right in the front row. Nice. Hey, Norris, you got it, buddy. Okay, so Verifone is a speculative play. I put that in the message, and the reason why it's so speculative is that it's a small cap. B, it's trying to find a bottom here. I think that we got in at a fairly good price point, and I'm liking the potential. I don't want to say it's a definite, but the potential for a W formation on Stokes. I sound low, Anthony? I'm talking right into the mic. Can you turn up your speakers at all? Really? All right. All right, I'll try to speak up louder. Um, so we have a potential for a W formation here. We're at support. And what I really like is that volume. This was red when I drew this annotation. The volume bars, because most of the day the shares have been down, are dropping off sequentially. Ultimate Oscillator, we have a higher low on Ultimate Oscillator. So that's good stuff. So we're beginning to see stabilization. Would I be all in right now? No. MACD histogram leveling off. So the selling pressure is alleviating, and you're seeing a tug of war between bulls and bears at the 50-day moving average at support. No guarantee that we're going to hold, but a good risk-reward entry point. Now, going to the intraday chart, good to hear, Anthony. Okay, cool. 4-hour chart, we're now positive. And for disclaimer purposes, I have an order in at current, just in case we pop into the close, to sell the 1250 covered calls at a bid of 20 cents per contract expiring this Friday. So a little bit of a hedge if that gets executed. I don't think it's going to, but we'll need a surge. We need to pop up by at least 15 cents for that to get triggered. So we'll see what happens. So 4-hour chart, you can see that we're in a tight consolidation range here. Good stuff. I came about the price target. I was pretty conservative with the price target by connecting the upper bands of prior highs. I think I put in $14. You could argue it should be higher, but it's best to be a bit conservative. And I think that once we break above this yellow line here, and perhaps even lower, maybe even $12 per share, we'll begin to see some shorts covering. Not that there's a huge number of shorts in the name, but that could take us up higher. It's about a day and a half, 2 days worth of short covering, not much. Now, the concern I have here is this. We've spoken about the positives. Now we need to talk about the negatives. Is that we can't rule out that this is I wouldn't call it a dead cat bounce, but we can't rule out the fact that this consolidation may fail. So if we break this lower band of support, we're simply going to take a small loss, move to the sidelines, and look for new prey. If we break out, then we'll look to add more to the position. It's moving pretty strong right now, Young. We'll take a look at it. Okay. Let's bring up Boeing now, since we have a lot of interest. No, I don't think that it's too late. Let me, before you go entering the trade, let's first see how we're closing out the day on the averages. But this is a good breakout today. Let's go to, I should have it up here. Where is it? There it is. No, I think that these shares could still be bought. Volume is rolling in nice, sequentially higher. MACD will probably go positive tomorrow, sometime this week. The indicators are looking sound. Price action is definitely sound. Loving the higher low on Stokes. RSI hooking up. Very nice. So I like it. AGQ. I think that these shares could be added to today. Very strong close. You know, I would nibble here. We're extended. But if you're so inclined, go for it. Let's go to the annotated view. Let's update this. So I think that we could head up to 35.13 fairly easy. But just be careful here. We're right at resistance at 33.30. We're about 9 cents shy of it. Maybe it'd be best if you wait until we close above that mark rather than buying right into this resistance level. Let's go to the intraday chart, see what's happening. It looks as though we're going to probably move up higher. But you know my style. I really don't like to buy into resistance. Let's check out how the... otherwise, Manoj, I like AGQ, silver. It's all good. I really like it. Gold is pulling back some. We're consolidating. The 4-hour chart looks good. We're doing a retest now. I'm probably going to kick myself for booking some profits today on the miners. SQQQ I'm going to go to in a moment. That was almost a buy earlier today because we saw a repeat of what we saw on Monday, that the VIX was You're welcome, Manoj. The VIX was up along with the S&P 500. Ultimately, the VIX failed, but the SQQQ uh, God damn it. Oh, give me a break here. Only when I'm live. Are you kidding me? Okay. Yeah, the GDXJ is off the lows. I saw a gap down in yields. I've been paranoid, a gap up in yields. And I've been paranoid about that. And the miners managed to shrug it off. It just goes to show you the strength of the miners that we managed to rally back. So GDXJ looking good. I want to take a quick look at the Qs prior to going to SQQQ. Really a lethargic day. But you're still seeing pressure on the VIX into the close. And that's a good thing for longs. Now going to the SQQQ, I'll show you what I was looking at earlier. You could see, this is a 4-hour chart, you could see that at one point in time, we were breaking out. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to play this game where I buy on the hope that we hold this resistance level. I'm going to wait and see whether or not we close above it. And then I'll buy the retest should it hold, meaning this candlestick. But ultimately, patience paid out, and we faded. And that's what kept me out of the trade, thank goodness. But I was interested in it. But right now, it's on the back burner. So all we're going to do right now is see who wins out here, bulls or bears. And then we choose sides. If this fails, then we know the bulls are in charge. If we break out, then we know the bears are in charge. And we'll adapt. This is not a bad chart. It's not a bad chart. Because what we need to look at here is that we have a higher low, right? That's the basis of any rally, right? You always want to get that initial higher low. So we can't dismiss the SQQQ simply because one 4-hour bar failed to break out. It's still a threat. You still have the VIX that's above 25, despite the fact that it's weakening into the close, still well above 25 and within striking distance of making a mess of this market. So we'll keep an eye on the SQQQ. It's just not time to be bought just yet. Let's, I don't want to forget about Norris and XLE. Let's get that done before the closing bell. A very nice breakout today. I think I mentioned last night that I was turning positive on energy for the first time in a while. We're going to have resistance at 38.51. I think we're going to get some backing and filling here. Volume is dropping off a bit today, but still a very respectable chart. You know what? Let's stick with the annotated view. Loving the higher low. RSI looking good. It's going to be interesting to see how we close out this week, because what we're looking at here is a chart that has a lot going right for it. It's a nice potential bull flag setup. Norris, it depends upon your, it depends upon your goals, right? If you're a swing trader, sure, because this is not an established uptrend yet. It's forming the threat of an uptrend. So you're going to have a ton of backing and filling here. Now, speaking from an investor's perspective, we're entering a stagnationary environment. So if you've got the patience and the wherewithal to hold the shares, you'll probably be better off or better served longer term in this current cycle, a stagflationary cycle of holding on to energy, holding on to utilities, holding on to commodities. But as a swing trader, I would have zero problem selling into, if you're long at current, selling it to 38.51. Would I buy right now? Are you long right now, Norris, or? Let's see how we're poised to close out the day. Nice, good for you. What's your basis cost, Norris? What did I do? I did put the Euro Trust up there. Nice. So you're at 37. It looks like we have a fairly decent close setting up here. Let's bring up TrendSpider for a moment. I want to make sure I'm not missing something. I think between high 38 to 41 bucks a share is a great place to think about scalping some profits. And if it manages to rally up and through 41.62, next stop is around 43.66, thereabouts. It's going to change. It's going to decline, actually. Monthly resistance is up at around 40, let's call it $44 a share. Let's use conservative numbers. But a very nice chart. I think that we'll probably get a short covering rally into next week. And we should see higher highs. I like it. Especially if the dollar tanks. That'll send oil prices higher. And that'll help the energy sector. What else do we have? Any other requests? And I'll just scroll through the averages and wait The VIX continues to weaken here. Nothing happening with very volatile day for SpaceX. Oh, SpaceX. I keep doing that. Virgin. U.S. Steel we're watching. Good day for steel. Looks like we're going to close strong. UTSL disappointing. We were up about 90 cents at one point, and it's pulled back off of its highs. So I'm not going to buy the pullback. It's a bearish reversal day. We'll wait for consolidation, support, and then we'll look to add more. ICE, yep. ICE is having a good day. It's off the highs, or was off the highs. I wanted to add more. It's bounced back a little bit. Yeah, this is nice. So 4-hour chart, we broke out the first 4-hour bar. We've now pulled back, done a retest. It appears as though we're going to hold. So I really like ICE into the close. Here's a daily chart. Not quite a bullish reversal bar, but a nice candlestick nonetheless. I don't know whether it's the charting software or my mouse I'm having problems with today. Or maybe it's just me. God damn. Okay. So we have a breakout on RSI. Like the setup. And this is exposure to commodities. Norris, I just saw your question. There's never anything wrong with booking some profits, so I'm with you 1,000% on that. Again, going back to the VIX, it's bounced back a bit here. Oh, lots of volatility going on here. Oh. 2 minutes left to go. There's a fight brewing. Oh, not 2 minutes. It's a 3. 7 minutes left to go. SQQQ just turned positive. Apron moving up. Spies, last 15-minute bar, bearish reversal bar. Boeing reversing here a bit, 15-minute chart. Love, which we're watching. Really good day. damn it. Moderna was looking interesting earlier, having bounced, but it's given up some of those gains. Gold holding in there. I'm still skeptical about yields. No follow through on bonds. That means the yields are rising. What are the banks doing? Goldman beat this morning. The banks are doing very well. Goldman's off of its highs. This will pull back a bit. But Goldman would be an interesting play. Look at the volume. But this has got to come in some. So Goldman's definitely a watch. 3 minutes left to go. Bulls remain in charge. Very nice support on XLE at 37. Your entry point, Norris. Space still can't hold this support level. 3 days of trying to do it, it can't do it. I'm worried about a lower high here. All right, let's go to I always like to see who's in control of the final minutes of trade. Apron coming off a bit. A lackluster day. But Boeing, great day. Great day there. Transports look good. Some buyers moving in. Now moving out. There we go. And there's the bell, folks. Some buying into the close. Okay, with that, folks, I'm going to do a market wrap later on. And there go my alerts firing off. And I will talk to you later on. Everybody have a great evening, and hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow on Swing Trading Today. Be well.